These are some of the best new fragrances money could buy, and we're about to see if any of them are worth it. Because something tells me not all of them deserve a spot in your collection. This is Versace Eros Najim, and this was released in 2024. Now, chances are you probably haven't seen this at your local Macy's or Dillard's. I picked this one up at a duty-free in New Jersey. Now, for me, this was a must cop because my son said, "Dad, why don't you have it?" And I felt like I let him down. Look, simply put, if you like the original Eros DNA, then this is a fragrance you're gonna love. They took that same sweet minty apple from the original and then spun it into something more oriental and dark, but not like overly dark. It feels like they added more spice, more amber, and caramel. And honestly, on first impression, I think it's one of the best. My first take here, 8.5 out of 10. And since we're talking about Versace, let me tell you another one I picked up from the same duty free, although I do wish the fragrances were free. This one is Versace Man Eau Fraiche Extreme. And unlike the last fragrance, this is a 2025 release. Love the color of this one. It seems like it's going to be a bit darker than the original, at least on the color. So let's see what it's about. Honestly, this one's not quite what I was expecting. It's like you get that Eau Fraiche DNA, but it's way back there. You really gotta reach in and pull it out. So far, it's not as spicy as the OG, and of course, by the name and the presentation, you can see that this one isn't as bright. Now, although I like them, what I do appreciate about this is that they didn't dump a bunch of sweet notes in here. They kept some of that original masculine edge that you would find in the OG. Now, I won't say that this is a bad fragrance, but if you are expecting a more in-your-face version of Versace Man Eau Fraiche, this one isn't it, and you might feel a little disappointed. First pass, 7 out of 10. Moving on, from Montblanc, we got Explore Extreme. I always find it interesting how these fragrance companies just kind of play on the same names. What I will say is that one, the presentation on this thing is spectacular. In addition to that, it comes off like a more beefed up version of the OG, which ain't bad. Explore Extreme takes what you've known about the original and makes it earthy and more woody, ultimately making it that much more mature. This fragrance is clean, it's citrusy, it's aromatic. If the original was Michael B. Jordan in Black Panther, this was definitely him in Sinners. It's more earthy, more commanding, and it has this seriousness to it that just pops from the first spray. This one feels a little more rugged than the original, but somehow it feels a bit more classy. So if you're looking for a fragrance that just oozes confidence and just feels like a real man, this one's it. Also, 8.5 out of 10. Another one that I picked up months ago is Million Gold Elixir. Now, I wasn't a huge fan of the original Million Gold, so it wasn't on my list to hurry up and get to.
Hurry up and buy.
Now, what I will say is the presentation on this looks really, really good. Now, we've been seeing these gemstones in the fragrances as of late. We saw the ruby, we saw the emerald, and this really could be anything. But it does kind of match the color of the juice. I know people out there hate it when I call it juice. Okay. This one kind of caught me now, kind of caught me. Man, I feel like this is good. And now I feel like I might need to go and revisit the original gold. Maybe I didn't give that one a proper shot. But also, when you elixir things, it becomes a little bit better. This is good. Now here's the thing, the 1 million line of fragrances are known primarily for being loud. And although this one isn't a major exception, I feel like this one is a bit decadent and that sweetness still comes about. I gotta spray it on skin. Okay, so on skin, it's giving off this heavy pour vanilla, but it also feels a little bit candied. But yet and still, this fragrance still feels ultra inviting, which kind of makes it that perfect fragrance to say, lean in a bit. There's so much that I get from this fragrance on the first spray, and I kind of wish I did not throw it to the side. But what I will say is that this fragrance does feel more suited for the cooler weather. So this is really the perfect time to break it out. If you were looking for something that has a slight boozy touch and heavy in vanilla that feels grown up and intentional, then I think this one's well worth a try. 8.5 out of 10. And that's saying a lot. Next up, we got Aramis Intuition. And yes, we're talking about the same brand that made your great-grandpa's cologne. Honestly, it's been quite a while since I've tried something from them, but I've known that they've been kind of looking to reintroduce things for like 7 years. All right, let's see what we got here. atomizer is great. And this is pretty good. Okay. All right, Eros. I see what you got here. Look, when I spray this fragrance, it feels super inviting. I mean, really, it just feels like a safe scent. Think fresh and powdery with this light citrusy touch. Now, I think this one's gonna work for the spring and summer, but the problem here is the brand. And I don't mean that in a bad way. When I think of Aramis these days, they're kind of like in CVS and Walmart and Walgreens, which isn't a bad thing, but I don't really get to see them in big box department stores. And when you think about people going out to spend their hard-earned money, that's generally not where they're going first. This kind of feels like a mix of any blue fragrance you ever thought of put in one bottle, and that in itself is good. I think they clearly felt good about this fragrance because they sent this one to me and said, hey, give it a shot. And I had this in the collection for months now as well, and I just haven't circled around to it. But all in, I think this is a good fragrance. It's easy to wear, but to some people it's going to be a bit generic in that sense. The crazy part is I feel this fragrance is going to get some hate. I mean, it might already have hate, who knows? But all in, I think if Prada or Chanel or Coach released this fragrance, people would like it a bit more. But I'm going to give it a 7.5. Next, we got two fragrances from Fulton and Roars, and we've never seen this brand on the channel. This one is Fulton, and this one is Roars Cove. So let's see what it's all about. Now, both of these are 2025 releases, but Fulton here says this is a tribute to Atlanta. Forever I love Atlanta, forever I love Atlanta. I feel like a little scrappy. This says it's American fine fragrance. I'll be the judge of that. Man, I like how this feels in my hand though. It feels good. What size is this? It's a small bottle, but I feel like it's 50 ml. All right, let's see what we got here. Ooh. Okay, all right. Oh, this is good. This is good. I'm not sure when this video is coming out yet, but Monday I'm headed to Atlanta, so I might just take this with me. Oh man, this is good and different. This fragrance is really good, and it kind of reminds me of a much classier take on Atlanta than I'm originally thinking. It's less like Bankhead and more like Buckhead, or maybe even Alpharetta. Now it starts off with this citrus, which is more like this mandarin rind, and it comes off as sweet and floral. But you get this zesty undertone and also some hints of spice. Now it's going to be weird when I say this, but it also feels a little tangy and metallic-y. But right now, I think it's dope. I wonder if Fulton and Roars is like a street. Roars. This is good too. It feels like they've taken their time with these scents. Now the box says that this one is like taking a ride through a Tennessee forest. Now I actually lived in Tennessee for a bit, so I'll be the judge of that. I guess I won't be. I haven't walked in a forest. But my family did. So on first spray here, I'm getting something that's sweet, but this one comes off like a mature sweetness. I don't know why, but think about it like some high-end bubblegum. I've never smelled high-end bubblegum, but that's what I get here. I've always eaten poor people's bubblegum. All right, I think we got it. So the box here says it has bergamot and cloudberry, and I want to stop there because I feel like that cloudberry is what we're getting that gives it that bubblegum feel. It's like a raspberry sweetness here, and it's just like a really good undertone of that mixed with that bergamot that really kind of just mellows things out a bit. This is good. This is yet again another brand that I've become more familiar with over the past couple of months or so, and I've been really impressed with the fragrances that I've smelled from them. Also in the top you get some of that pear leaves that pull through, but there's also something here that feels a bit soapy. But the soapiness of this scent kind of reminds me like of a plug-in air freshener if it was created for a luxury hotel. Overall, both not bad. 7.5 and a 7. Next up, we got another brand that's new to the channel here, and this is Marc Antoine Barrois. Now, this one is called Aldebaran, and this is not the ones that we traditionally talk about within the fragrance community. I guess you guys, because I only have samples. Now, most of the time when I see people featuring this fragrance, it's Ganymede or B683. Now, this is a fragrance I've had in my collection for a few months as well, and honestly, I just found it. So I'm like, hey, might as well talk about it. I believe this fragrance released this year. It might have released last year, but I'm pretty sure released this year. All right. Aldebaran. Okay. This is different. All right, so getting a lot of white florals here. Not what I was expecting. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect. With a name like Outerbarn, it might have been like barnyardy. Scratch that. I just looked it up, and Outerbarn means the follower in Arabic. So I guess not barnyard. Simply put, right now I don't like this. All right, I'll just be honest with you. I'm not digging this one at all. In smelling this, it feels like something an old lady would wear. An old rich lady, but an old lady nonetheless. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not an old lady. In addition to that floral there, it feels like some Bengay. All right, I feel like I should be in a nursing home wearing some Bengay. Now, hopefully, I'm not offending the creator of this perfume here, but it's not something that's in my wheelhouse. Now, what I will say about this fragrance, for someone out there, this is going to be their jam. Like, they're going to love this fragrance. They're going to wake up and can't wear it to brush their teeth to this. For me, and why I prefer to wear fragrances to have my wife all over me, I do not feel like that this is going to garner that reaction. This one almost smells like you're walking around a hospital in that gown with your butt cheeks hanging out. For me, this one's a 4 out of 10 and a hard pass. People probably thought it would get a good rating because it was gifted. Nah. Next up from House of the Stand, we have Unseen. Now, this is a fragrance brand that I've been getting jiggy with. I've been liking You, Five Senses, Love, Joy, you name it. And we'll see how this one stands out. All right, brief note here. It says it's fresh linen, cashmere, musk, and sandalwood. Now, with the listed notes here, it feels like it's going to be a little challenging for them to go wrong with this one. Like, how can you go wrong with fresh? Look at that distribution. That's crazy. Crazy work. All right. Oh, right off the break. This is good. This is good. But I'm getting less of that clean linen right out the top. And to me, I'm getting something that feels a bit more fruity. Look, this is a complete change from what we smelled on the other end. Like, I could spray this one on right now if it wasn't nighttime and be like, great. I would feel good about wearing it. So far, this fragrance feels smooth and gentle. And again, another fragrance that feels like it could be super inviting. Like, I could see myself wearing this fragrance, or even my wife wearing this fragrance, and feeling like I want to snuggle up, or her want to snuggle up next to me. Now, don't get it wrong, it doesn't come off as like an uber warm scent, although there is some warmth to it. Feels like it's something that just draws you in. I think I got it. There's some musk here, and the musk that's in this fragrance just adds something that feels calm and zen-like, that makes you feel like you just want to relax. And in my relaxing world, it's with the boo-thang. Look, all things considered with this one, the presentation, the way this one smells, just all the things. I'm giving this one an 8.5 out of 10 on first spray. Moving on, we got a fragrance that promises to take you above and beyond. From Boss, we got Boss Bottled Beyond. There's a card in here. All right, let's see what we got. All right, so we got a refillable bottle here. And I think that's interesting. A lot of companies are doing that these days. I don't know how I feel about it. Well, one, they changed the presentation on this and it looks a lot better. They look a lot better. It still has that similar Boss feel, what we would feel in terms of what it looks like. You could tell it's within that lineage, but they definitely amped it up a bit. They've taken it beyond. All right, so let's see. All right. Oh. Now, what I think is interesting about Boss fragrances, a lot of them smell really good. But in terms of holding their value, so to speak, they tend to drop in price like crazy. Oh, this is good. This is good. Okay. They added something. Now, the card there said there's this ginger and leather, and I feel like I'm getting a bit of that, but not a ton. More of the ginger than the leather. And I guess that would be why the ginger is on the top of this one, and then that leather comes through towards the mid of this scent. Okay, yeah, so on skin, it feels a lot different than it does here. All right, it feels a lot different than it does here. That ginger is present. It's just popping, but it's also kind of fresh. Now, when you think about ginger in fragrances, sometimes it comes off as a little piney. And that's really the take that I'm getting on this one. This one feels like another fragrance that's easy to wear. I would probably be inclined to wear this one to work, not as much on date nights. I don't feel like this one is that close encounter type of scent, although it does smell good. This is one of those fragrances you can wear when you want to get off a good first impression. But if you want to give off that you, me between the sheets, this one's not it. At least not yet. All right, now some of that leather is beginning to shine through too, and it doesn't make me change the way I feel about this at all. I still feel quite the same. But what I will say is that the leather here is a little bit more realistic than some of the leather that you would get, including ombre leather. The note breakdown on this one is quite limited. It gives you ginger, leather, as well as some woods, and this one comes off as like a masculine scent, which is good. Again, another one that you could wear to the office and feel confident that you're going to make a good first impression. But if you want that cuddle buddy activity in action, this isn't it. So therefore, let's give it a 7 out of 10. And next, from Valentino, we got Valentino Uomo Born in Roma Ivory. All right, this is a mouthful. Right, this one also has a card with it. Actually, we have 2 fragrances in here. We have Valentino Donna Born in Roma Ivory, and then we also have Valentino Uomo Born in Roma Ivory. All right, so it's a dreamy blend of orange blossom, marshmallow, vanilla wraps, and floral amber haze. That's what you get with the Donna version. And then for the men's version here, you get a sparkling bergamot, lavender, and the smoldering fireplace accord. Ooh, that sounds good. All right, let's see if it lived up to the expectation. Now, what I always like about Valentino fragrances is just the presentation. It feels quality, it feels good. And this one's no different. They tried to give me this at the, give me is the wrong word. They tried to sell me this at Macy's and I'm like, no, I got it already. So now it's good to kind of unbox and see what we got here. Ivory is the proper name for this. Gold accents, looks really, really rich. And not smelling this yet, if it looks like it should smell vanilla and rich and sweet. This is different. Not quite what I was expecting when I saw the note breakdown, but I like it. I'm getting some of the citrus in the opening, but immediately behind that, I'm getting that wood, but it doesn't come off like by the fireplace type of wood, although it does say it's a smoldering effect. As this one continues on, it's also a bit different in terms of like how it all comes together. And let me spray this one on skin so I can give you a proper assessment. Okay, I like it less on skin. Like I feel all the things they're trying to pull through on this one, but immediately it doesn't come together as I would expect it to. But with that being said, that's the beauty of the fragrance world. It's meant to be sprayed and transform and become one over time. Let me go back here. For this one, what we say we have is some lavender collides with smoldering fireplace accord. It's bold woody scent made for unforgivable rendezvous or unforgettable rendezvous. I'm getting, again, more of the citrus here on skin. I can see that woody aspect really brought through when I sprayed it on the paper. So therefore, I'm gonna give it 2 different ratings. On paper, 7.5. So far, on skin, I'm giving this one like a 6.5. All right, so we'll see what this dries down to and what it actually becomes. Now, that being said, the note breakdown for the women seemed really interesting. It talked about that vanilla within the fragrance, and I feel like, based on the looks of the bottle, that's what I was expecting. So let's see what it comes out with. All right, this is the Donna. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, feminine. Vanilla's there. Man, honestly, this is gonna be weird. I would say if I feel like if they took a masculine version and put it in here, then, you know, but that's what they attempted to do, so. There's that. But yeah, this one's good. Not great. I don't think my wife would love this one, but someone out there would. I'm not into women fragrances, so I won't really rate this one. I guess I'll rate it. I'll give this one, for what it is, a 7. The really interesting part about this is that Valentino does amazing work when it comes down to fragrances. So I'm gonna give this one a dry down. This is my first spray impressions of this one. Again, for the ladies, we got a 7. For the men's, we're between a 7.5 and a 6.5. So when it comes to first impressions, these 3 fragrances stood out. You want to know what else stands out? This video, because YouTube says this is the one you'd like next.